One of my neighbors was letting this little girl out of his truck get on the school bus, probably something that he did every day. After she got on the bus, he just threw it in reverse and was turning around and didn't see me behind him and backed into my car.
A customer called me about a 2005 Honda Accord, and he was just looking for a diminished value appraisal.
And initially I thought that he was going to point out that, it wasn't the best of paint jobs.
I had him come to K&M Collision. I met the vehicle here. We started looking into it, and the more I looked at it, the more problems that we found. This vehicle was fixed at a direct repair shop. That means that the insurance company and the body shop have a contract to work together. Here they chose to fix this car as cheaply as possible by using imitation or aftermarket hood, fender, headlight, and bumper. You've got a gap between here and here that is very loose. As you go up, it gets tighter and tighter, and the top goes between the fender and the hood. The difference between this aftermarket bumper and the fender and the light, you've got a gap where you can see air and water and things. It doesn't have the fit and the form and the function as a certified Honda OEM part. Now, these things not only affect the value of the vehicle going forward after it's repaired, but it also affects the safety and the crashworthiness by not using Honda OEM parts. Honda spends hundreds of millions of dollars every year on different makes and model, and they do crash tests. The safety of their vehicles is in the materials and everything that they use to make sure that this thing crumples or crashes the way it's intended to do. When you put an aftermarket bumper or aftermarket absorber or aftermarket reinforcement or fender, that's generally a cheaper piece of metal that doesn't have the strength as a Honda OEM certified part, and it affects the whole way that that car is engineered to perform in an accident. When you use an aftermarket bumper and an aftermarket fender that are not manufactured by Honda, you get a problem with the fit and finish. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is not pre-accident condition. You can tell the difference in just the sound quality between the cheap imitation thin metal used in the aftermarket parts and that of the OEM manufactured door that came on the Honda. The imitation or aftermarket manufacturing companies use a thin, cheaper metal, which will collapse a lot quicker and are weaker than the structure based on what Honda OEM requires. Michael started disassembling the car and looking further into it, using professional tools like a bore scope.
The bore scopes let us look inside certain areas of the vehicle. In this case, we were able to see that there was significant corrosion inside the structural components. Well, rust is a safety issue because it weakens the metal.
On the repair estimate, it had about $5 for corrosive protection. The battery busted during the accident. They never neutralized the acid in this area, and it's already began to rust through on the unibody. As you can see, it's began rusting, corroding, flaking, and part of the unibody now has been weakened. We also uncovered something that you would never find unless you had an inspection. They painted over the airbag sensor. Now that's going to affect airbag deployment.
The airbag sensor would come on and off. Because it would not always be on, I never really thought a whole lot about it, to be quite honest with you.
Had this customer not come in for a post-collision repair inspection, they never would have known that they painted over an airbag sensor. And just hundredths of a second can affect airbag deployment. This right here, folks, could kill you in a subsequent accident.
I've carried my family in it. I've had my girl at the time was newborn. She's been in my car. My family, my wife has driven my car off on with her in it. It makes you feel stupid because you rely and you put faith into people that are really just there to take advantage of you.
When the owner found out the depth and the safety issues that we uncovered because of the subsequent bad repair, he was extremely upset with the shop and with the insurance company that mandated these aftermarket parts. Most people think that the insurance company is looking out for them. They're sending them to a shop that the insurance company works with. And the matter of the fact is, the reason that an insurance company usually sends you to one of their shops is so that they can get the car fixed as cheaply as possible. They're not looking out for your best interest. They have a contractual obligation with that shop, and the shop profits from doing business with that insurance company and trying to fix your car as cheaply as possible. You're probably the last one on the list that insurance company's looking out for.
If you're involved in an accident, tell them that you're going to make a few phone calls first. Find someone that you know or that somebody that you know knows and trusts to repair your car.
The main takeaway is to get a post-collision repair inspection. I had no idea when this customer contacted me that there was the safety issues. I thought we were dealing possibly with just aftermarket parts and stuff fitting poorly. A lot of times we don't know, but once we uncovered the airbag issues and the unibody frame rusting around itself, I mean, those are serious safety issues that could really injure a family and cause serious injuries or death if they weren't addressed.